Hello viewers, hope you're doing well wherever you're watching this video from. Welcome again to our YouTube channel, Kaudi Dialogues. It's another beautiful moment that we are coming back to you after our previous video. Hope for those who watched us in the previous video, I hope you got to learn a thing or two regarding properties and property ownership that we have in our country, Kenya. And we appreciate you for taking your time to watch that video. And just in case you are watching this video and you didn't watch our previous video, because the video we are doing today is in relation to the previous video which we did regarding property ownership in Kenya. So if you're watching this video and you didn't watch our previous video, kindly take a little moment, go back into our previous video, have a look at it, then you'll get to understand what today's video is all about. All we are doing in this channel, as it states, we are having dialogue on various issues, and for a start we thought it wise to start with property issues and things people need to know before purchasing their properties, because many a times that people, whether you are abroad or you are in Kenya, you are in Africa, wherever you are in, or you are in your country, if we check our courts today, and this might be here in Kenya or any other part of the world, you'll realize that property cases are so much that even judges cannot be able to handle all of them, and some are even being referred to alternative dispute resolutions, because so many people have been duped while purchasing their land. Some are duped on their real money. The money is taken, you get a fake document where you'll have the document with no property on the ground, or you are duped in that you might be given something that does not represent what actually you paid for. For example, you get some of those who have been duped. Somebody is paying for a freehold land while they're given a leasehold title or a lease certificate, or someone paying for a leasehold land, then they end up getting allotment. And in our previous video, we tried looking at some of the advantages of freehold land, leasehold, and sectional. So in today's video, before we move further, as I promised in our previous video, I said that today we are going to look at some of those documents, samples of those documents, so that people can get to know the difference between those particular documents. When we talk about ownership, we talked about 3 different types of ownership in our previous video. So in this video, I want to present to us the 3 documents and also give their characteristics and the difference, so that people can be able to differentiate these 3 documents. And then we have the 4th one, which is like a baby. The 4th one is like a toddler moving to a grown-up stage, which the 4th one we just touched on it a little bit, which was allotment. Allotment plots are mostly leasehold plots that are leased by a particular government body and then are allotted into small portions for mainly for purposes of development. So they are allotted to particular individuals who will develop them. And in Kenya, most of them are associated with a particular block loan. So you'll realize most of them, they're never purchased using government money, they're purchased using loans. So in most cases, anywhere in Kenya you travel, you'll realize that most of the allotments are with national housing, because most of them are as a result of loans that were taken by national housing, plots bought, and then they were distributed into to individuals who are only given the rights to develop, and then once everything has been cleared, that is when now the what you call the lease certificate will come later. Most people have had them for so many years without lease certificates. They don't feel anything, because actually you'll realize once you're paying your rates, you are the rate payer, there will be nothing much unless you don't develop it. In our previous video, we touched a little bit of it, so you can go to our previous video, you watch. In today's video, I welcome you once again, and if you found our previous video helpful to you, please leave a comment, like our video. In today's video, we are going to give you the best, and if while we will be done with all this session and you can still be duped while purchasing land, then I think you need to learn more about land. In today's video, we want to look at still the three portions that we talked about last time. In our previous video, we talked about freehold properties, we talked about leasehold properties, we talked about sectional property, also touched a little bit on leasehold, which I've told you that leasehold is a toddler moving to now maturity. So it will be mature when a leasee now have whoever was allotted the land now have a lease certificate that can confirm that truly this particular land is now leased out to you for this number of years. Meanwhile, if you're still having allotment, know that that particular land either is still having some loan issues which are not yet sorted. That is why now it can't be subdivided to the particular owners and let the owners have particular documents that are related to that land. So in today's video, we want to start with a freehold. A freehold land, as we explained in the previous video, is that land that gives you permanent ownership. And when you talk about permanent ownership, it means the entire life of your generation, they will own that particular land. That is why it's called freehold. You hold it for free. You'll never ever have any issues with anyone. No one is co-owning this plot with you, or no one can claim ownership unless you sell it. So before you sell it, you'll forever have the ownership of this particular land. So in today's if we look at a little bit on freehold, today I was supposed to show you some of the documents that these particular plots are registered through. So a leasehold land will always be registered through a document called a title deed. So many people usually mistake a title deed and a lease certificate. A lease certificate is not a title deed. That is why it is not even called a title deed. If you check it, if after today's video, you'll realize the difference in this particular document. A title deed for a leasehold it's indicated like this one. This is the back of a title deed, and then this is the front of a title deed. This is the front of a title deed, and it is indicated a title deed with seal. It must have this seal. This is very important because this is what will show you that it is a title deed. And all title deeds in Kenya has serial number. There's a serial number here. I want for purposes of security, I won't show it well, but this is something here, that's the serial number of that particular title deed, and it will be written title deed. It will show you the movement of that land inside here. Inside here you'll get the movement of that land, how land has moved. You'll get it here. So these are details that are kept in a document at Lands Registry called a green card. The green card will have all the details of that land from the day it was adjudicated. Adjudication means the day lands were registered, the day Lands Commission was formed, and then lands were registered. So you get all the information about that land, how it has moved, who owned it, to who, until now you are owning it, whoever is buying it. So for a freehold land, please always remember you'll get what we call a title deed. A title deed. That is what we'll get for a freehold. You'll get a title deed, and the title deed will have these are the features of a title deed, guys. And always remember, a title deed have a title number. So on that title number, it has a unique number that only represent that particular land that you are having. So under that, they will mention the location where that land is. The number will have the location where that land is together with the number, because you will realize the same number might appear severally in other locations, but because they are talking about your land, they will mention the location. Within the location of your land, there will be no any other land with the same number. So they'll mention the location and then mention your land number. And then after that, they'll give you approximate area of your land. So approximate area of your land will be the size of your land. So once they show you the size of your land, they'll give you registration map. The map number within which your land is falling. And when I talk about map number, I'm talking about something that looks like this. In Kenya, most of our maps, for those who have purchased land, will realize our maps look like this. It looks like something as big as you can see with that color, and most of them have that particular color. So this map will give you, each map is registered and given a unique number within a particular region. When I talk about regions, in Kenya we had provinces which are now regions. So within a particular region, there are several land offices, and then now we have the counties. So within the counties, that is where now there are land offices where these maps are. So within that title, I've showed you the map. There is the map sheet number. That sheet number, whenever you go looking for your land and you want to do search, it is very important to know the plot number, where the plot number have the location and the number. Then it's very important to also know your sheet number. So if you don't know the sheet number and you know the plot number, don't worry yourself. Do something we call search. A search, guys, is something that looks like this. I want to show you the search. Search will look like let me see. A search will look like this. It's something that looks like this. I don't know whether you can see. I'm trying not to reveal the details of that search. So let me just show you the bit of this. Let me just show you a bit of this. So a search will look like this: official search, certificate of official search. So certificate of official search is what will give you the details of your land. So when you do search, on that search you will also get the sheet number of your plot. So from the search you get the sheet number, and then you can purchase map where that land is, so that you also get to know that truly the land that we are talking about, or the land that you're just about to purchase, is located within that particular area that is being mentioned, because you're going to get other neighboring lands. So you will never be misled once you have your map. You've done your search, you have your map, and now you can see the area of your land. So that one was just a by the way. Don't be carried away. We were on the documents. So we have looked at a title deed. Title deed is now what represents or shows your ownership on a freehold land. The next one, let's look at a leasehold. A leasehold is represented by something called a lease certificate. It is now not a title deed. Remember, title deed only shows ownership of a freehold land. Then a leased land has something we call a lease certificate. I don't know whether you people can see there. Yes. Lease certificate of lease. Certificate of lease. Yes, that is it. Certificate of lease. You can see it, guys. That is a sample of certificate of lease. So for all leased lands, you will not get a title deed. You'll get a certificate of lease. And that certificate of lease, as I showed you in our previous video, some of the features that will be showed in that certificate of lease are as indicated there. Guys, if you can see it, we have a title number, we have the area of your parcel, we have rent. Remember last time when we were talking about this, I told you that for a leasehold property, you will be paying two things annually. You'll be paying rates, and then you'll be paying rent as well. You'll be paying rent and rent as well. So in certificate of lease, they'll also indicate for you rent, how much rent you'll be paying. Then we have term. So term will, this is where we were talking about. Most of them are 99 years. Actually 99 years, not 90, sorry guys, 99 years of lease. So the term will be indicated there, and then the year from. They will not show you the year to, they'll only show you the year from. So you know your term is 99 years, leasing that land, and then you will be leasing this land up to, from this year. So the end year, it is you to calculate, guys. You can see there, sorry for that interruption. You can see there, guys, the year from, and then they don't show you the year to. So it's upon you now to try and check the year to which you think 99 years will be ending from the year you leased that property. So for leased lands, let nobody come to you with a title deed to lease a land. when you are purchasing a leased land, guys, don't be duped with a title deed. Once you see a title deed in an area where the land is leased, or you've done all your due diligence, you've gone to lands, you've done a search, you've been showed that that land is not freehold, it is a leased land, then somebody appears, someone appears to you with a title deed, automatically something is not going right. And actually that's a forged title deed, which you need to be cautious about. Then we are looking at the third one. The third one, guys, the third document that we are talking about is for the third ownership that we talked about. We talked about three. We talked about freehold, we talked about leasehold, and now the third one, which is a sectional. Sectional, we said, guys, the sectional is those properties that have been developed. Somebody purchases a land, or an organization purchases a land, they develop that land, and then they sell them in sections. They might decide to now sell them in maybe apartments, or they sell them per floor. So you may decide to buy the entire floor or apartment within a particular floor. You'll realize that you won't be given a lease certificate, neither will you be given a title deed, nor you'll be given allotment. What you'll be given is a sectional certificate now, which is now totally different. It is now totally different. So this one now is called a certificate of title. It is called a certificate of title, and it will also have, I'll also tell you the features. It's something like this, guys, like this. I don't know whether you'll be able to see well. Fine. There we can now see it well. Certificate of title. So a certificate of title will now show you that actually within this particular property or this particular building, I'm owning house number this or unit number this. So whatever unit you're owning within that particular premise, that will be yours. So if you're owning several units, you'll have several certificates of title within that particular building. So guys, don't be duped. Always be on the watch, and also let no one sell you a particular section of a building or a developed property and then gives you some funny documents, maybe just a mere written agreement or something that you don't understand. Always do your due diligence. You can always consult with those who understand before you get yourself into things that actually you don't understand, and then later on a day comes you are asked whether you are the owner of that particular building or particular flat you are in, or particular section that you are in, be it just apartment or the entire floor. Then you find yourself, the only thing you're having is an agreement. Agreements are good because they show the contract, they bind the seller and the sellee. So the seller and the buyer are bound by agreement. But remember, agreement has expiry date. If you have an agreement, especially when it comes to properties, after 6 months, you'll realize that your agreement, if there is no document that has followed after that agreement, then whatever agreement you're having does not count. Your agreement is supposed to be there to safeguard you for 6 months. After 6 months, you're supposed to have gotten other documents. And if, for example, let's take it for somebody who is purchasing a freehold property. If you're purchasing a freehold property, you have done your agreement. We always advise, and I would advise you, viewer that is watching this video, that please, if you purchase a freehold land today, after doing all your due diligence, when I talk about due diligence here, these are the processes. Process 1, get to know physically where the land you want to purchase is. 2, ask for the access road to that land. See the access road. Now you have used, and if possible, use the access road that you're told that is for that particular property into that property. Once you are in the property, check where you are being shown that this is your land from here to here. If you develop interest and you feel you've developed interest and you want to purchase that land, don't rush into making payment. Ask for the land number. Once you get the land number, go carry on a search, an official search. Once you have your official search with you, ask for the land particulars. Where the land particulars are the title deed. Be it title deed or be it lease certificate. Once you have the title deed with you, you can go ahead and involve a surveyor. The surveyor will purchase map, or you can purchase map yourself so that you confirm that actually this is the land I'm looking for. And then after you've purchased your map, you have your surveyor at hand, move with your surveyor to the ground. Let your surveyor survey the land. Survey brings out I think mostly 3 very major key things. 1, it will confirm to you that actually the size of land that you're being told you're being sold for is actually the size of land on the ground. 2, it will confirm to you that actually the access road that you are being shown that this is your access road to your property is actually the access road for that property. Because some of these roads you see are just pathways that were created over time. People walking around them. And then they create pathways. Then somebody comes to you, you see the road is here. So don't worry yourself, just purchase the land, road is here. You see this is the road to your property. And then you rush buying. The day you start now transporting your building materials into your property, that is when the owners of that particular land you've been following comes out and tells you, guys, there's no road here, you are duped, your land is a landlocked land. And how can it be landlocked? I know some of you might be wondering, how can a land be without access road? Land can be without access road in this events where somebody owned a very big, large piece of land, and then they decided to sell it in portions. So they subdivided several lands until whatever was left now, they didn't create an access road for it. So from nowhere, he now wants to use somebody's land to access their land. So in such a situation, guys, you always be careful, because later on, while you now want to develop your property, that is when you get into problems, and you are getting problems with people who are actually innocent. It is your seller who didn't do the right thing by creating an access road. So once the surveyor has confirmed the access road for you, the surveyor has confirmed the approximate area to be true and authentic as it is on the ground, the surveyor will also confirm to you that actually the search you did actually represent the correct name on that particular land. So from there now, you can go ahead into doing an agreement with the seller. Once you're done with the agreement, I want to advise you vividly, straight and forward. Once you have done your payment on that particular land and you are not transferring the land immediately. Go and caution that land. There is something we call caution. You pay something and then you present agreement to show that actually you as an individual, you have an interest on that property because you are purchasing it and you have paid money. So you are co-owning that property. Even though the property is not in your name yet, but you are co-owning it until the day is now transferred into your name fully, then now you fully own it. But before then, the only safety you have is a caution. Rush to land, caution that land. And actually in most cases, if you have a good surveyor, they'll advise you, you rush, you caution your land, and then you have your land safeguarded. Anyone who wants to purchase that land after you will always find your name appearing somewhere and safeguarding that land. So they'll have to either look for you to ask questions, or they ask whoever wanted to resell the land without your information that why am I seeing this particular caution. So guys, that is on freehold property. Whenever you're purchasing freehold property, you are safeguarded if you are our viewers. We will continue bringing some of these videos to make sure that nobody out there falls victim of people who think that because people have money, they can easily toil around with their minds, toil around with their sweats, toil around with whatever it is that someone has worked hard for. You work hard for your money, you get nothing at the end of it, you end up in court fighting for years, nothing comes out, you end up wasting more money just for not doing anything wrong, just for spending your own money which you earned by working hard. It is so painful, guys. So always watch our videos, support us as we continue bringing more videos like this. Thank you so much, and in today's video we end it here and we say thank you so much, guys, for watching our video. Wait for our next video that is coming, and it's gonna be amazing. Thank you. If you are new on this channel, kindly subscribe to our channel, support us, guys, so that we continue bringing such videos over and over again. Thank you so much. Thank you once more. Thank you so much.